Hello and welcome back to another week, another episode of The Garden of Ethan, the most laid back and chill podcast we've got going around. That is an exorbitant claim that I actually can't keep up. But I love what we get to do here. Just have a chill, have a chat, catch up. Today will be mostly just Christmas talk. For me, it's 2 days after Christmas. This will go up like a week after, but you know, it's happened for me. Like all these I do from like my week before, and basically Christmas is the time you gotta talk about it. Things have happened. Firstly, I'd just like to say, hope you had a happy Christmas or a happy holidays or whatever you're celebrating in this period. Or if you're celebrating nothing, just hope you're having a good time. But I was like, time to talk about some Christmas stuff. I know we talked about, Christmas traditions last week, what we're getting done, what we're doing, what's planned. I saw some good stuff in the comments, some eggnog talk, which I loved, because obviously we have to talk about eggnog. It is fantastic. And do not worry, this is becoming a food podcast too. I've got more food stuff to talk. I've talked about, what I'm going to eat at Christmas, all you can eat buffets every time. My world is very food centered, which is really fun. I've literally even got like thoughts about a podcast, like other topics coming up, and I'm just like, we've been using a lot of food delivery service, not like Uber Eats, like, not HelloFresh, but like HelloFresh and all those sort of like meal prep kits and stuff. I've got opinions and thoughts to talk about those too, so let me know if that's something you'd like to hear about. But we're having Christmas time. We're having Christmas talk. I'm just going to run you through my Christmas, have a chat, catch up, because I feel like my Christmas fairly like uneventful, but I feel like it is always so interesting to hear about how other people's Christmases go, how they work, like how I always find it interesting to hear, like when I'm talking to my friends, seeing anyone online talk about it, seeing the like differences in family traditions and how it works and how different they are is always so interesting to me. I love to hear about it. I love to see it. So I'm providing my aspect, like what I do and have a fun chat. I'm sure we'll get to talk about it in the comments, which I do love and appreciate so much. So thank you for all those. But we'll get into it. My Christmas started really Christmas Eve. Like, not actually. Christmas didn't start because Christmas Eve, I spent most of that day filming and recording and getting stuff done for, like, over the Christmas break because obviously I want to keep uploading and getting stuff up. But I was like, I want to take a day or two and just have a little bit more of a chill time. Even though I still posted, I made sure I got everything done early. So most of my Christmas Eve was spent just like getting all that work done. So I could have a nice time on Christmas. But Christmas Eve I went because I don't know how it worked. Like obviously I assume in any country, Christmas is never a great day to drive. Like, it's always going to be busy. Everyone's on the roads. Everyone's going places. Everyone's, like, getting ready to, go see their family, which is, like, a great thing, but roads are a nightmare. So, Christmas Eve, like, the night, I was like, I'll drive back to my mum and dad's, because that's where all my family's coming for Christmas. I'll drive back to my mum and dad's. It'll just be easier. I'll sleep there the night, and then I don't have to drive in the morning. Was it a wrong choice? No. But was it horrible because it was raining? I don't know I hate driving in the rain. I think it was the worst thing ever. I kind of just like pray and hope for the best the literal whole time, because it was one of those, it wasn't like, ooh, spitting, like cute bits of rain, like vibey. It was just like pouring. And it's one of those like nights where you're like, I can't see like the lines very well. Everyone's driving slowly because I think everyone's slightly like freaking out because you gotta be safe on the roads. My PSA for this holiday season. But I was like, holy shit! I like get home to mum and dad's. I'm like, that was a nightmare. Mum was like, do you want to go see some like Christmas lights of like people putting? She's like, I heard a street nearby has these Christmas lights. She's like, I'll just jump in your car. I was like, no fucking way. No fucking way am I hopping back on those roads, even though the like rain had lightened up a bit. I was like, no fucking way, mother, am I hopping back on those roads I'm making you drive. But we went down, and it was cute. It was nice to spend a little bit of time with her. We weren't out for long. We got to this street, which she had heard that there was Christmas lights. The street was like one way, like closed for people. A lot of cars going around. Wasn't that great. I felt bad. I was like, Mum, this isn't the best. And she's like, no, it isn't. And we just kind of like drove through, and we're like, let's go home and have something to eat. So my Christmas Eve was just like spent like catching up with Mum and Dad for like the week, because I usually just see them once a week. So I was just like catching up. We had some food at like 10 p.m. at night, because none of us had like eaten a meal, so we were just having food, which was really nice. And I feel like my family isn't much for like tradition and like how things, you're meant to do your Christmas presents on Christmas and do all that stuff, and we decided we weren't really doing Christmas, but I was like, oh, we all still get each other like a couple of small gifts. So I was just like, here you go, Dad, here's your book that you wanted. Mum, here's your dessert wine that you wanted. And they're like, oh, we're doing presents Christmas Eve, are we? I was like, who cares? Like, we're here, why not? I was like, Christmas Day, everyone's always so busy. Like, Dad's like cleaning the house, Mum's like freaking out about food. I was like, let's just get this over with. So we did some like present exchanges. That was really cute. Got lots. Dad got me lots of socks and underwear, and Mum was just like, wow, you've turned into a grandparent. And I was like, no. I was like, I am not knocking anything that you guys get me, but like socks and underwear are the best present. Like growing, like obviously as a kid, you're like, no, that is the fucking worst thing ever. Don't you ever dare get me socks. Like you want, as a kid, you want toys, video games, fun things. I don't know, Nerf guns. Like I'm trying to think, cars, trucks, planes, automobiles, holidays. I don't know, but like as a kid, that's the worst thing you can get. Is like clothes and stuff. As an adult, I'm like, I don't want to fucking spend my money on socks and underwear. I'm like, that's not something I actually care about or wanting to buy. So it's the best thing. I was like, yes, thank you. I was like, honestly, such a good gift. Something I needed, something I wanted. So that was really fun. So we got to like spend some time like giving some gifts. And then it gets that time where it's like, it was like 11 p.m. And I was like, are we all staying up? Because like my family stays up fairly late in general. Like I don't as much now, because I usually get up early to go to the gym in the mornings. And since Dad, works early in the morning, but we're like, oh yeah, we'll all stay up till like midnight, and then it'll be Christmas. We can say Merry Christmas, then go straight to bed and pretend like we haven't just stayed up an hour or two for no good reason. So I'm like lying on the couch. I'm just like kind of on my phone, kind of sitting there like in and out of consciousness. I'm like complaining. Dad's like, can you absolutely shut the fuck up? I'm like, no, I'm so tired. I want to go to bed. He's like, just go to bed. I'm like, but it's gonna be Christmas soon. I'm just delirious. It's that time when you're like so tired, and I was like still kind of hungry. I was like, I just want to sleep. But Australia has this thing called Carols by Candlelight. It's like a thing on TV, like the normal TV channels that they hold every year. It's like I don't even know how. It's basically just like different like maybe some Australian celebrities, some like different choir groups, a lot of kids on TV in like a place that you can go to, and they sing Christmas songs. And I think these days there's a lot of just like advertisements and product placements, so there's that. But it's a thing that's just always been a thing. A lot of people go and enjoy it. So that was just like on the TV. I'm like, do we have to listen to Christmas? I'm in the Christmas spirit, but I was like, do we have to listen to Christmas music? So we're flicking through the channels, like watching some strange, like somewhat like religious seeming Christmas movies where we're just like, Mum, Dad, and I are just sitting there being like, what the fuck is what the fuck is going on in this movie? All delirious. So it was a fun time. It got to midnight. As soon as it hit it, I just was like, no, I'm out. Love you all. Merry Christmas. Have a good time. I'm going to bed. And of course, it's one of those things where you've been tired, and then as soon as you go to sleep, you don't feel it anymore. You're like, wow, my mind's awake now. But slept through, got up the next morning, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Had some breakfast. Mum's like, you have to get up now or else you can't have breakfast because you'll be full for lunch. I was like, okay, we'll have some. Had some breakfast, had a little bit of French toast. I love a French toast. I think a lot of people do French toast with, like powdered sugar, like maple syrup, fruits. I'm just add salt. Like, to me, it's just like eggs on toast. Like, it's just eggy bread. I'm like, I just want salt with this, and I am good to go. Nice and crispy. Yum, delicious. I'm salivating because I'm talking about food and I haven't had lunch yet. So this is not going to go well as I list through all the things we ate. But Mum was like still cooking. I helped a little bit. Am I a good son? A little bit. I helped a little bit, but I was like, I'm just going to go wait until all the family arrives. So, a couple hours. Probably not that long, because Christmas, like, for us, like, everyone got there at like 12:31. And then kind of everything started. But, I find this is one of the interesting things I find when I talk to people about it. I have a very small family. Like, we have very small family gatherings, family Christmases, like all those things, birthdays. So before one of my aunties was coming later, before that, there was 6 of us at the table, which some people find absolutely crazy. And I completely understand it, because, like, I'll look on my, like, Instagram stories or like other things like that, so, like social medias, to see like all my friends are doing for Christmas. There's like 10 million people at their house, like cousins galore, which is crazy to me and seems very overwhelming. Also, the amount of food you have to do, like, it just seems like a lot. And obviously, numbers in family go down because I have a lot of an older family, so numbers have gone down over the years. But yeah, I've always had like small family Christmases. I love it. I think it's really like fun and intimate, and it's just a nice setting, beautiful. You get to like, you don't have to like worry about 1,000 different things. And because it helps that I also really kind of like my family. So that helps with it. Getting to see like my uncles and aunties is always a great time, and my nan, which is enjoyable, getting to talk to everyone, and it's fun. But I would say, for having a small family, very laid back Christmas, which I love. Like, everyone's chill, everyone's like just joking, everyone's always involved in what's like been talked about, because there's only so many of us. Like, there's only usually one or two conversations going on the table. There's not like 1,000 people everywhere. The thought of a big Christmas does like entice me. Like, it's interesting. I think it would be really fun, but I just like how nice and small, and everyone's like connecting and enjoying talking to each other, and it's just a very good, I don't know, I like that kind of small space. I think it's very fun, and also it's just like one of those things that I'm very used to. So anything else is like weird to me, but I'm like, that's normal for me. But I know like big Christmases are generally the way it goes. But we go into the Christmas food talk. So for entree, this is how my family has always done it. You have your 3-course meals, which is just a lot of like grazing. But we did like, there was some like fish mum bought. It was salmon, but it was like one of those salmons that come in like, she just like heated it up. It was a box, and it was nice. And we had some prawns, which was always fun, but always very messy. Cutting off the head, doing the poo shoot. Like, it's always a whole thing. But it was a very like seafoody start. Also, as an Australian, talking to people that I know will be watching this, maybe not from Australia. No, we do not. I feel like it's a known thing, and I feel like I've talked about this in another. I've definitely said it before on the channel and something, but I feel like I have to reiterate, Australians don't call them shrimp, and it's not shrimp on the barbie. It would be prawns on the barbie, and I think it came from like an ad or something. But yeah, not a thing. Just have to get it out there. Every time I feel like I'm going to say it to someone who's not from Australia, I may know that. Yeah, prawns are what we call them. I think prawns and shrimp are actually like different things. Like, prawns are a lot bigger than shrimp. I might be wrong, but I know we just don't. They could be. No, I think they're different animal. Anywho, a very seafoody-esque entree, which was great and really fun. And then we move on to mains, which is always a great time, because that means a lot of... Actually, I'm a big seafood person. I'm a big eating person, if you haven't been able to tell in the slightest. Also, there was just like... Mum just like put out heaps of like different chocolates around, which is hard to deal with when it's just there, because I don't have a lot of sweets and like lollies and chocolate generally throughout the year anymore. I just don't eat it as much. But I don't have self-control. So I'm just sitting there all day just eating sweets as well, which is always like a bad time for me because my body goes, no, you shouldn't have had that and you will feel sick from all the sweetness. But I hadn't hit that stage yet, so I was still feeling mighty good. So for mains, we did my auntie, one of like her Christmas gifts to everyone, and she brings like the ham and does like a really nice ham and puts all the effort into it, which is the best thing ever. I literally said to her one year, I think I was really young, actually. I don't know when the tradition started, probably wasn't that young, but I was like, that can be a part of my, like, you cannot buy me anything for the next like 10 years. Just like, I remember she did one ham once and I loved it, and ever since she keeps doing ham, and it's just fantastic. It's what I enjoy I'm like, the eating at Christmas and getting to chat while we eat delicious food. That's one of my favorite things. I was like, honestly, that's the best thing ever. Don't buy me a birthday present. I was like, just make sure that ham is there and I will be so happy. I'll love you forever. But she bought the ham and it was obviously great as usual. I felt like I was pretty good this year. Generally, I stuff my face and feel sick, but I think I did pretty well. I was like reasonably like controlled. I was good with my my portion control, because it's one of those things with Christmas where my brain's just like, eat whatever you want, eat as much as you can, and I always feel horrible after. Not because I'm eating eat too much. Yes, the best. It's just like, oh, you just feel like, and I hate the sick feeling. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that this year. So I took a good, appropriate amount of ham, which was absolutely delicious. We also had some pork, which my parents have got me onto cooking pork in the air fryer, because that's when the crackling is best. And oh my God, is it always great in the air fryer. Oh, crackling, delightful. Like, that shit is absolute, like, crackling. Literally, it is a drug. It is so good and so salty. I'm salivating more and more. If you see me stop and pause, it's because I am salivating a lot thinking about this food. Oh my God, I'm such a food, I'm food crazy. I am food crazy, food obsessed. And I love every minute of it. Oh my God. Someone, food sponsor. I need to be sponsored by food. Food, the international organization of food should sponsor me. Because that exists. Oh my God. And we had, so we had the pork and some turkey, which I'm not the biggest turkey person. I know turkey's a thing. I guess turkey's maybe more Thanksgiving-y in America, but I would say for Australia, turkey is really big at Christmas, and that's about the only time that it is. Turkey, I'm not the biggest fan of. I think it can be a bit dry sometimes, but it was fairly nice. It was delicious. And then we had beans, pumpkin. Mum and I helped out with this one. We went to some restaurant ages ago, and they had miso pumpkin, miso glazed pumpkin, roast pumpkin, and it was so delicious. We tried. Was it as good? No. I hate the fact that I can never you can never eat something out and then be like, yes, I'm going to completely recreate it. And it's never as good, because the one we had at that restaurant that one time, it was the best thing ever. But it was definitely delicious. It was, I would have it again in a flash, because it was still very nice. And some potatoes with bacon and rosemary. So it was a lovely main. I continued to stuff my face on a controlled level, but I kept eating sweets because I was they were there, I can't not do it. And then my other auntie arrived because she was at her partner's families for another part of the Christmas, so she got there. So it was great to be able to have the whole family together. So we're up to 7 people. And obviously by that time we've all digested a bit, so it's time for dessert. Mum does a great job at going all out for Christmas, and I think it's the best thing ever, and we'll always be grateful for all the food that she provides at Christmas. But everyone, she bought in a big thing of Christmas pudding. Is that what it's called? Raisin it's called Christmas pudding. I think that's what it's called. And I am hell no. It's one of those things where I didn't like it as a kid, and I still don't. A lot of the things I didn't like as a kid, I've come around on. Even pumpkin is one of those things. But Christmas pudding, I'll eat it. But I'm if I can say no, I will. So everyone's eating that, and they're having custard and ice cream with it. I do this thing every year. I'm Give me the ice cream, give me the custard, I'm good. Hot custard? No, I do not like it hot. I like it cold. I like cold custard on cold vanilla ice cream. That to me, perfection. I love it. I'm a custard guy. Custard doesn't get it's like the eggnog. We're on eggnog 2.0. I feel like custard doesn't get talked about enough, and I love that shit. It is absolutely so delicious. I think it is because I ate it as a kid and have memories attached to it, so that does help. But custard and ice cream, it just looks like the most bland, disgusting, gloopy thing ever, but it is something I love and hold dear to me. But obviously, we can't stop there with dessert. We have to go more. So there was like these little, it wasn't like a full pavlova. It was like, Australian would know, we have like little pavlovas and you like fill them with like cream and stuff. There isn't as much more, like of the squishy. I don't know how to describe what bits of a pavlova are pavlova, but it's the small ones. Australians know what I mean. To people who don't know what a pavlova is, it's a delicious Australian dessert with like meringue and like I don't know. It's delicious. It has fruit on it. It's always a good time. You can't eat too much because it's very sweet. A lot of cream, but it was good to get some fruit in me. I was like taking extra fruit off the side. I was like, I need some like vitamins today because I was like, praise me, I need help. I've had so much sugar. Which I guess, fruit doesn't exactly help because fruit is a lot of sugar too, but we would just pile it on. I didn't want to be rude and not eat. I was like, I have to eat as much food as I can. So we had like that, and then obviously you have to have a cup of tea with dessert. That's just how it works. So everyone's having tea, we're just talking, having a great time, which is always really fun. Full as anything. Everyone's like sitting around, everyone's kind of picking out chocolate, but they're also like, everyone left, and my mum was like, I didn't do like any cheese and crackers or a cheese board. I was like, babe, no one could have eaten anymore. It's fine. I was also like, save it. Next time I'm over, I will eat it with you. We will devour this together. But I was like, we could not eat more food. And that is the best thing at Christmas. It's just to be a bit gluttonous. A couple of days a year, you got to be a glutton and you got to have the best time with it. So we're just like, it's that part of time of the day where we're like, we're gonna do our Kris Kringle, Bad Santa, White Elephant, Christmas Swap. There's 1,000 names for it. We just did the one where everyone kind of, we draw lots and we all got the turns to who could pick. We didn't have a stealing aspect. We had a, if you want to trade, you can, but it's only if you say yes. So we lined up all the presents. What I put as my present for someone was, I got like a solo tea set. It was like tea for one, so it comes with like a little pot, a cup, and a saucer. And it was very cute, and it like had a nice pattern on it, and some like hand lotion and like a strawberry daiquiri mix, because why not? And I said I was gonna write it on, but everyone I told thought it was dumb, so I was like, no. I was like, do you know what I'll title it? I was telling my mum, I was like, do you know what I'll title this Kris Kringle? She's like, it doesn't need a title or a theme. I was like, yeah, but I thought it might be cool. And she's like, okay. And I was like, well, now I'm not doing it. I was going to call it the Christmas, like, Kris Kringle Naughty or Nice, like for self-love and self-loathing, which is like, the self-love is having a tea and hand cream. And then like self-loathing is, I don't know, having a alcoholic beverage. It probably needed a bit of a workshop, but I thought it was cute. Didn't end up doing it. Just didn't end up putting it on anything because I was like, well, everyone else thinks it's embarrassing. But I put that in the mix. Everyone was like doing it. We're all like, riling each other up or who's going to get what. I ended up with a pretty good present. I got a couple of like tickets to go see the tennis, something like before the Australian Open, which is going to be exciting. But I'm not the biggest tennis guy, but I'm going to go with my housemate, which is going to be such a fun day out. And I've never really been to the tennis, so it will be an enjoyable first experience that I will love to get to talk to y'all about. Next week will probably be all New Year's stuff. Yeah, I'll probably be I'll be recording after New Year's. Will this be up? I've literally got to figure it out. Next week I'll be recording New Year's, so this will come up nearly on like New Year's Day or New Year's. If so, Happy New Year's. Hope you're having a Hope you're setting your goals. Had a great 2023. Going into 24. I wish everyone the best. Literally, I was like, yes, tickets to the tennis. So I thought that was really good. Good gift to get out of it. Everyone got their gifts. Some people are like wanting to swap. Other people are like, no, we're keeping it. So it was really fun watching everyone like, and then we all got presents for my nan because obviously she's a gem and she deserves it. And she wasn't in the thing, but everyone just got presents for her anyway. And it was really cute getting to see her get all her gifts, which is always nice and adorable. And then it was just like, it was a very just like chill rest of the day. We kind of just sat and talked for like a couple more hours. I think like everyone got there probably like 12:30 to like 1, besides my one auntie who got there a bit later. And then at like 6:30, I was like, shit, like it's 6:30, like I gotta start heading home, because I was like, traffic's gonna be horrible, and like it takes me usually like 40 minutes to get home. So I was like, I might as well head on now. And I was kind of thinking like, oh, I'll have to do something for dinner, but I was like, am I even hungry? But I hopped on the roads to get home. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is the strangest Christmas ever. There was just no one on the roads. Like, it was so chill and easy. And I was like, this is great. What a great time. It's like a second Christmas gift, just getting to get home easily. But when I got home, I was like chatting to my housemate. We're like, oh, let's go to the gym. I was like, cool. We go to the gym. I was like, I wonder who we're going to sit. Like, if is it going to be busy? Surprisingly, a decent amount of people at the gym on Christmas, but I was like, I guess the grind never stops, as they say. But we like get there, we just like start working out. I like do my first set of like something, and I was like, to my housemate, I was like, I feel so sick. I was like, I think the sugar is catching up on me. I was a little bit crazy. I was like, I don't know if I should have drove to the gym. I was like, nah, I cannot do this. So I took a very light session, skipped a couple of things, because I was like, there is a chance I throw up literally everywhere. I was like, oh, no, you can't even make me. I was like, we're not doing it. So basically, I spent the rest of my Christmas going home and then sitting in bed, just watching The Office, playing Pokemon, and trying to quell my stomach. But then it got to that point, you know, when you have like a really big lunch and you're not hungry, so you skip dinner, but then it gets to like 11 p.m. and you're like, I'm starving. And I was like, I can't be, I'm so tired at this point. Like, Christmas always takes it out of you. Christmas is such an ordeal. I was like, no, I can't be bothered. I'm just going to sleep. So that was my Christmas. It was very like simple, very fun, very nice. Obviously it's great to see, like, for me, it's great to see my family, and it's just nice to eat. It is nice to eat, even when I make myself sick. But though, as I said, I was good. It was all the sweets that really took it out of me this week. But yeah, I've made myself like weirded out that this is going to be posted probably in 2024. We're starting off the year like with this and something else, which is going to be crazy. But this is going to be fun. Heading into 2024. This episode's going to be a bit shorter because Christmas season, there's Christmas and that's about it. Everything else, not much happening. Like, wasn't going anywhere, wasn't doing anything because, you know, getting all my work done before Christmas, you know, just buying presents and stuff. So this one's going to be a bit of a shorter one. But I would like to know, going into, how was your Christmas? How was it? Let me know. Did you have a good time? What was going on? Any, like, no, I shouldn't ask about family drama, but, like, if it wasn't bad, if it wasn't horrible, if it was just some, like, you know, Auntie Janet went, you know, had a bit too much wine, let me know. we love some family drama. We love some light, non-horrible family drama. Always a fun time. Something's got to happen. But other than that, we're going into 2020. This podcast is hitting 2024, and it is so much fun. Love to know what you want to hear about. Obviously, hopefully I'll have stories for New Year's. I'm going out New Year's Eve, have a party with a lot of my friends. So either that's going to be really fun, or I'm not going to remember much of it. Could go one of both ways. And then I think the next day I'm catching a train I'm going to meet my parents and my family friends close to the border and spending New Year's Day with them. So hopefully I'll have some great stories to talk about next week. But I'd still love to know, as I always do, anything you'd like to talk to me about. I've got different, like every time I think of something to chat about, I write it down and I have things to talk about and have like bits and pieces that I'm like, oh, I'd love to talk about. So I have ideas, but I still love your input and love if you want to hear anything about certain things. Let me know. Literally ask about anything and I'll be usually enjoyed to talk about it. If you've got any thoughts about, I don't know, about me. Oh, I've always wanted to do the like advice. I had a thought once that I was like, oh, we could do those like Reddit things where you like read out an advice or am I the asshole? They to me are really fun, but I don't know if that vibes this podcast or not, but it's always an interesting thought. But I don't know. I love to know what anyone else would like to hear because I want, as I've said before, I want it to be like interactive. We're chill. We're having a good time. We're having a conversation. So do let me know if you have any thoughts, anything you'd like to hear, anything you'd like me to talk about, because as we know, I don't shut up. So I got plenty of things to talk about, but I wanted to keep this one more of just a Christmas-centric, holiday-centric one to, you know, really hone in on the vibes. But other than that, I think that's all from me this week. I hope you did have, because this will be out later. Oh, after New Year's. Oh my God. I got to keep that. It's crazy how close they are. But I hope you did have a fantastic Christmas. As someone who it is closer, for me, Christmas is closer to now than this will be posted. And I hope you're having a great New Year's. Whether it be, I don't know when it will be in what country where. Whether it will be New Year's Day or New Year's Eve still for some, or anyone watching in the future, have a great day. But like, I hope you're having a great and safe New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. You know, lot of things going on. Have a safe and good time. Other than that, I look forward to catching up, chatting more in the future about whatever, literally and everything. So that'll be fun. But I hope you enjoyed and are having a great day, and I hope to see you in the next one.